Bitcoin is falling, guys. As you know, I like to long every dip on Bitcoin and Ethereum. However, I think this dip can actually go for much longer. I'm going to talk about the resistance areas and the support areas and where I'm planning to get into a long on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And also, I'm going to talk about or mention a long that I lost, I think, a couple of hours ago. I want to be very transparent and truthful to you guys. So right now, let me share all the ideas and which trade I lost exactly and why did I lose the trade. Basically, I had a scalp idea on Bitcoin a couple of hours ago. I mentioned that on my previous video. I told you guys that since Bitcoin has been making or switching or flipping the structure from bearish into bullish, I had the idea of waiting for a smaller dip to get into a long trade. As you can see, this is how we had the structure previously, and I had the plan since we were bouncing greatly from the VWAP, anchored VWAP, multiple times, and we also had a couple of confluences. We had the volume profile. As you can see, we had the point of control, the highest volume area, and also lastly we had, I think, the Fibonacci level. As you can see, the golden pocket of the Fibonacci retracement. So I had three confluences to get into a long trade at $111.3 thousand. However, I lost the trade, to be honest. As you can see, I'm not really annoyed at losing the trade because I'm really happy with the reasons that made me go into the trade. But however, any trades that you go into, you might lose or win. This is why you should always have a hard stop loss on Bitcoin. So once we lost this trade, Bitcoin had kept on falling much further. I lost the trade and then Bitcoin kept on falling. So let me right now talk about the next long idea I've got on Bitcoin, because it literally kept on dropping and it literally lost $110,000 again. It is right now, as you can see, bouncing from the green zone area, the most critical area we've spoken about. So let me mention two longs ideas to be had on Bitcoin. One requires flipping and getting back above resistance, and one requires a much steeper and deeper drop on Bitcoin. As you can see, the first idea, since we are right now technically in a bullish structure and we took liquidity, we've got this volume profile of this low range. As you can see, I've taken this value area from the top of the value area high to the low of the value area low, as you can see. So technically, if Bitcoin want to punish the people who are shorting right now, if I pull up the exo charts, as you can see, let me pull the exo charts on your screen, let me for 1 second. So as you can see, people have been shorting Bitcoin right now. So technically, if we go above the point of control, liquidating all the shorts, then I might think of getting a nice trade. As you can see, if I go back to trading view, this is the technical or the first idea I've got for a long. Basically dropping, taking liquidity, and then going above this low. As you can see, I think reclaiming $110.5 thousand could give us a possible move up to get also or take the liquidity on the sell side, on the upside, as you can see. So technically, this is an idea that could actually happen. However, I'm obviously not gonna take the long right now. I'm looking or requiring on a reclaim of the lost support, as you can see, the current resistance. So if we reclaim $110.5 thousand, I might be thinking of taking a long on Bitcoin. However, the most likely scenario right now, since Bitcoin has been dropping hard, is for Bitcoin to most likely take this low. As you can see, the current low on Bitcoin at $108.6 thousand. So I'm looking also for a long trade if we SFB and take full liquidity going down, taking a new low or making a new low, taking the old low, and then also hitting the daily level at 108 or preferably even $107.3 thousand, the most important and crucial support, and then reclaiming the low. So either I'm looking for a reclaim of current resistance to get into a long, or waiting for a much longer drop, making or SFBing the last low, creating a new low for us to get a nicer long on Bitcoin. And that is very similar to what I've got on Ethereum. I think Ethereum, if Bitcoin keeps on dropping, Ethereum is very likely to drop, guys, because as you can see on the Ethereum against Bitcoin chart, we are literally right now at a single print area. Literally, we've got this area where we bounced or bumped very quickly, and I've told you guys that any area that bounces or pumps very quickly can as easy go on the downside. So technically, I think Ethereum against Bitcoin can actually keep on dropping if Bitcoin decides to go down and take the low. I think this is a very likely scenario. However, also be on the lookout for a reclaim of $110.5 thousand. These are the current longs I'm looking at for Bitcoin.